Hello, and welcome to Show 'em the Door, the only podcast called Show 'em the Door.
Oh my god.
Hosted by you and I. I didn't come up with anything. It was your job today.
That's not true.
I didn't realize I was doing it. You didn't speak and you looked at me.
Wait, no,
and I'm like, I guess he's relegating it to me today.
First of all, for those
Viewers at home.
Viewers who are counting.
If you're
I told
playing
Willem
along at home.
beforehand that he was going to introduce. So he had time to think about it. Number 2.
I was going to sing Dear Maria, Count Me In.
Are you sure? Yeah, that would have got us DMCA'd. Maybe got copyright claimed. No, but did I not introduce a Julian?
No, I did.
What'd you say? Because I think I did. I could be wrong. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't remember what it was.
Brooke said, "Can you see the sunset right now? Brother, I am recording a podcast."
My brother in Christ. Podcasts are being recorded. While Willem is looking this up, settling a petty dispute between us, as he often does, we are, as you can see, this is the second episode of this season that doesn't have a guest.
Unless you count Chris.
Yeah, and Lord knows, actually, unless you count Willem, because Lord knows Willem doesn't.
Kind of devote to more specific things.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was my turn to introduce today. I didn't do it. Willem did. It was bad still. Oh well. I'll make it up next week. With that being said, we don't have a guest today. I know we've been trying to be more guest-centered in the podcast.
Gentered.
Indeed, Gentered. And I think that's gone really, really well. We've seen a decent amount of production regarding, an uptick in views and all that kind of stuff. But there was a lot of scheduling conflicts with the people that we've contacted for today. So it's just going to be Willem and I, kind of like old times. So all those throwback viewers, this one's for you.
Yeah, the real ones.
The real ones that have been here since day one, before we came up.
Time to throw a party from my day ones.
Hopefully we don't
I don't
get
even know what
DMCA'd
song that
again.
is.
That's a Jack Harlow song.
No,
Are you sure?
I think it's Drake.
Is it really?
Yeah, hold on.
Can you stop looking things up? We're trying to host the podcast here. Willem and I were discussing what to talk about.
Oh, it's Jimmy Crooks, the new Drake song.
Oh yeah.
Off the new album. I just posted on the Instagram advertising our episode, which we're doing right now.
Yeah, I can tell.
I also gotta look at this picture of the sunset. Hold on.
Oh my god, man! Can you not do this after?
Hold on, it's a good photo. I assume. Oh yeah.
That is a nice picture of the sunset.
Quality.
Vanderbilt's nice. While we're in the intro and plugging things, you all should go watch our technical producer's newest YouTube video. We all love him. It's Artelon. We always put in an @ to his YouTube channel in the description. And he posted a video that is a day in the life at Vanderbilt University. And his are infinitely better than Elliot Choi's. Disrespect to Elliot Choi.
Yeah.
I actually don't know him, but derogatory towards him. And get Artelon's up there. I know that he's going to be doing a video at some point on a day that we have shown the door, so we'll be featured in one of them.
I'm getting so much screen time.
I don't believe that.
I was born to be on the camera, Christopher.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, go follow him. I mean, the last time we had a podcast, Willem, you said a grand total of 10 words. I have a dispute with Willem, and I'm going to settle this on camera. Whenever we have a guest, I ask so many more questions. And sometimes I give Willem looks, and I wish I could, if I had any, love for editing, which I don't, but I do, the editing for this, if I had any, love for it, I would, start a montage with, bad music of all the times that I've looked at you with, a please speak look.
Yeah, he goes.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I try to do it where I'm, look this way so you guys can't tell, but I'm just man, say something. I'm you're another host of the podcast. And so last week was the extreme version. We've had talks and discussed the fact that I'm actually replacing him.
Yeah, that's the issue.
So Artelon,
this is my farewell episode.
Yeah,
it's been so good. I just at this point in my life.
Yeah,
I ain't got nothing to say.
The organization has decided to move on.
Yeah, they're cutting ties.
We're actually trading So
funny.
I'm receiving compensation, financial compensation, and a draft pick.
Yeah,
so.
you're getting a late round pick for me.
Yeah,
Dumping me
I
off.
get
It's better than
barely-
just cutting me to free agency.
It's a salary dump, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just to get my contract off the board.
Yeah, for sure.
Our salary cap is not high. We get the Joe C. Davis fund, and that's
Our
it.
salary cap, if we
I already
consider
make
like
too much
actual
money.
funding, was $75.
Yeah, we're operating off of a low budget, if you can't tell. And then Chris gives himself his big old salary of $70. The entire budget.
The entire budget also went to mics and splitters and that jersey, I think. So
That jersey was expensive.
that jersey was expensive, and you know who
We got hit
who
up
got
Joe
it?
C. Davis again.
I'm not probably gonna hit up Joe C. Davis again.
Hello, Mr. C. Davis. Can I call you Joe?
That's probably what he would. Yeah, I mean maybe. So yeah, with that being said, this episode's probably gonna be a little throwback to the days of old.
The
where it
dog
was
days, baby.
It was just random stuff we'd talk about, mixed with some Vanderbilt sports. We don't really have a schedule or anything. Willem's getting himself comfortable, Lord knows.
I'm getting ready.
Um,
I got some stuff to say.
so what do you have to say?
Hold on, I gotta think of something.
What do you mean? I was excited for that. I'm like, oh my gosh, my co-host.
You can speak. So here's the thing. We just had a football game
Yes, we did. Versus
did.
Missouri.
versus Missouri. It was a 17-14 loss,
True.
which is not very cool if you ask me. This is the first time I've been wrong this year.
Is that true?
At the beginning of the year, we ran through our list and I said, whether it be in my mind or on the camera,
You said we beat. Oh wait, we did beat NIU.
Northern
Are we
Illinois.
like 3-5 right now?
Yeah. Jeez, that was like
I
the
know.
loudest fight rate.
I'm gonna put this over here. I think we're 3-5 on the season right
Yeah.
now.
That's exactly what happened.
You predicted we're gonna beat Kentucky.
I predicted we'll win out the season except Tennessee.
Well, we'll see.
They need me.
They do. So, do you want to talk more about the game?
Yes, it was a 3-point loss, as you can tell. I didn't watch the game. I had a really busy weekend this weekend.
Uh-huh.
I did. I had a date event. I had to plan
I'm
a date
sure,
event
man.
because I'm the social chair. So I brought people to that pumpkin
Easy
patch.
date event.
I brought
Date.
people to the pumpkin patch, Chris.
Pumpkin patch, whatever that might mean.
We went there. We played putt-putt golf. We didn't keep score, but I think I won.
I don't think you won.
What?
I think Brooke won.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing. Now I got to tell this story. We get to the putt-putt. There's a million people in line. Eventually it goes and we're
You
going.
look like you'd be bad at putt-putt.
I'm hurt, Chris. So, like, it was me, Brooke, Bridget, and Will Lyon.
Yes.
And Bridget and Will Lyon, like, we're a team because Bridget didn't want to do it and Will's terrible. So,
Oh, wow.
what'd you say?
I said, oh, wow.
Yeah. So Brooke hit the first one in a hole-in-one. So I'm like, her dad's a golfer. I'll give him that. It's gonna be, it's fine.
gonna be a
I'm
massacre.
gonna take an L. I hit it in 2. She's doing really well, but I'm keeping up. So I'm above her. I'm ahead of her by 1 stroke.
You're ahead
for
of
a
her?
couple. No. As in like ahead.
You're
in number.
behind her? What do you
Yeah,
mean
sure, I'm
ahead in
sorry.
numbers?
Yes, like higher numbers.
That's
Like
just
I'm
not
at like
how
7.
you say
She's at like
things that.
6. We're on like
Oh my God.
hole 4, and then I nail a hole-in-one.
Good.
No, that was later. Never mind. I'm lying to you. Will nailed a
Already
hole-in-one,
fabricating
and I'm like,
stories.
this is terrible. Will just got a hole-in-one. I got to man up here.
Lord knows you can't get out by Will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Outdone.
So then there's a tricky one. I can't remember what what the
It's one
premise
them
of the hole
tricky putt-putt
was.
holes.
And Brooke hits hers, and it rolls right back to the very start. And she hits it again, and it goes out of the thing.
Yeah. We talked about this.
Yeah. I don't know how to score that.
Which is a 2-stroke penalty.
I wouldn't know because I'm not a golfer. I should have called Papa Rick, and I'm like,
I'm not a
hey, if I'm
golfer
playing
either.
mini golf.
But like, have you ever played like Wii golf on Wii Sports when you hit it out of bounds and they're like 2-stroke? Well, I mean they don't say that, but then they like put
They
it on
add
your
to your
score.
Okay, so in that case, at that point, I would have went ahead of her 2 by 2 strokes.
Okay.
And then we were about even as we went out. I got a hole-in-one, so I think I won by 2 or 3.
I think Brooke won. I believe Brooks.
We'll have to talk about this.
I wasn't there, just to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
If
He
it
was hiding in the corn.
It definitely wouldn't have been a
staring at
discussion of who
me.
won if I was there.
He was refereeing the game and whatnot. I hate that
Yeah.
phrase, whatnot.
Why do you hate the phrase whatnot?
I don't know. It's stupid. I can't stand the fact that I use it sometimes.
Yeah, you've talked about this on multiple occasions.
It's terrible. I don't like it.
Might have even been on the podcast.
Nah. Maybe. I do say a lot of weird things on this podcast.
Whenever you talk, you do.
You're darn right. Here's the thing. If you haven't figured this out by now, Christopher has sports knowledge. I am just here because I'm darn good looking. You know what I mean?
You also provide like a certain amount. Like I get way too into things a little bit. Like I'm like, oh my gosh, talk about this, and sport thing, and then you'll be like, do you guys like dorsal fins? And like it just provides.
If I had a fin, it would be a dorsal fin.
I feel like it provides such a value to the podcast because instead of it being this like kind of dense thing.
Here's the thing, we have competition now. If you guys haven't heard, I don't want to shout them out because there's another podcast out there.
There is,
and it's like at a desk, like it's Sports Center or something.
I
didn't watch
this?
it. It was like 17 minutes long. I'm like,
you texted me,
you're
right?
wearing suits and stuff or shirts and ties.
17 minutes.
It's 17 minutes long. Like, I mean, like, there's no way you talk about insurance on this podcast.
You definitely not. They definitely don't have one about insurance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Some people might
it's got to
say-
be inferior. There's a market for that.
Some people
There's
might
a market
say-
for pure sports knowledge and sports talk and rah, rah, rah.
45
and then there's,
views in 7 days. Oh, no.
yeah,
How
Scoreboard.
do they have more subscribers than us?
Scoreboard. What? How many subscribers?
They have 66.
They're so close to getting the custom URL.
They're like 2/3 there.
Yeah. That's like a
What?
third. That's a third better than us.
How are these, like, they have, I don't know what Lover Cookie is. But that video got 1.7K views. Man, maybe they are better than us. But the Vandy Sports episodes of them are not doing as well as ours in terms of views.
Because we're good. So here's the thing. There's a market for that, and if that's your thing, sure. But if you're watching this at this point, minutes into the podcast where I've said as much dumb stuff as I have, you're clearly either in love with me or you're just invested in the stuff that we have to say, and I respect that.
You're definitely not in love with me, though.
No.
That's not an option.
That's not. Christopher, I'm desirable.
Of course you are. Can't believe that's on my list.
What? She said she won. There's no way. Well, of course she would.
We've talked about this
No,
with
that's
Brooke.
cap.
But so yeah, we have that competition. We're smoking them, accepting subscribers, but we're only we're less than 20 down.
So what I need you to do is
Oh.
grab 2 of your friends and have them subscribe to us.
Yes, actually,
For every user that gets 3 subscribers, we will give you a firm handshake, a decent high five, and you'll get to look at the shirt we made for Enrique Bradfield Jr.
you may get put in a
giveaway.
to
We should
win
have a giveaway, dude.
of Javi's shirt because
Yeah.
Lord knows he's not coming on the pod.
So
we
we DM'd Javier Vaz because he's a very nice guy, very good at baseball, good dude.
Really good
and he
personality.
was like, yeah, for sure, I'll come and be on your podcast. And then he got drafted.
Yeah, to the
So now
KC
he plays
Royals,
for the Royals organization, playing rookie ball somewhere.
Lord knows he's not here anymore.
Yeah, so
We
I
have a
was like,
shirt for him.
I DM'd him, I'm like, hey, if you're ever in town, let me know so I can give you your shirt. I don't think that's likely. So if you want
Also,
the
we do-
Javier Vaz shirt, we're gonna do a giveaway at some point.
Once we
gotta brainstorm some giveaway ideas.
Okay. I think he was at the baseball scrimmage.
Yeah, I think we saw him.
I think we saw him, and if he was, man, maybe could have had him on the pod, but I'm not too upset.
I mean, it is what it is.
I like Javi. I want to have him on if he can, but I also understand he's on to bigger and better things, and that's what Vanderbilt really does for you. It's a great time while you're here, but overall, it is one of the best institutions, whether it's academically, athletically, or any of the other etc. things.
with an ly on the end.
Yeah, with any other adverbs. It really prepares you for going into the professional world, no matter what aspect you're in. So, shout out Javi Vaz.
Yeah, but if you want to win his
Vaz?
shirt,
Yeah,
I've heard it both ways. Because in Spanish class, they said Vaz,
Okay.
but I think the announcer says Vaz.
Yeah.
I think it's Vaz. because my Spanish teacher was like Spanish. So like, I mean.
Well, yeah, maybe when we get to like a little over 100, we'll consider doing one. Maybe. The thing is what's also a little.
If you write me a love letter.
A love letter?
Yeah.
What's a little interesting is that with how YouTube works, and I didn't know this until I was managing our YouTube channel, is you don't see every subscriber that you have. In fact, on most people's YouTube, it's default that it doesn't show your name when you subscribe to them.
So it doesn't add it to our public count.
Right. Well, no.
You've got something on your eyelash. Do not move. Close it.
This is internet.
There you go. I got it.
No. It updates our count, but if I look at a list of our subscribers,
It's a lot less.
It's not like, I think we're at 48 or 49 right now, which we gained like a good 5 from last episode. So thanks, guys. If we do that for the next 10 weeks, we'll get 100. But so like you would have to turn that on if we ever did something like that, or it'd be like a comment or something like that.
Yeah, comment on our next video. Hit the notification bell. Send me a
for
screenshot. Give me your
likes.
credit card number.
Guys, social security numbers in the chat right now. I'm gonna put a card that's like, please give me your social number. But
If you've been scammed out of your social security number by a podcast, you
Call
could get
me.
financial compensation.
It's like we
Call 800-800-DOOR.
yeah, it's us. We're waiting. We're like, give us more.
We're
info.
lawyers. You get
Separately, we're scamming them again.
If you've been scammed out of legal fees by guys that aren't lawyers, call 800-800-LAWYERS.
Door. It's the same number. We have like different call centers. Like, oh, what do you? We have,
Do you
like
remember in SpongeBob?
Press 1.
Do you remember?
You're here for the lawyer.
The
scam.
legal service. Press 2 if you got scammed by our legal services. Do you remember the episode of SpongeBob when they're selling chocolate and they're going door to door and they talk to the one dude who sells them bags? Yeah. And then he goes to the cook and it's the same dude who sells them bag holding bags.
Yeah.
And they're like, didn't we just see you a minute ago? He's like, I don't recall. And he's just selling them a bunch of stuff. And then he's the same dude with the glass bones and paper skin.
Yes.
He's really scamming them.
Yeah.
It's inspirational.
That's actually us.
It's inspirational.
We actually sent the idea to SpongeBob
Steven Hillenburg.
himself.
We went to the source. No middleman.
I've been to one of those Nick cruises.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
I was gonna say.
But like,
hey, have you seen the things on like Instagram and stuff where it's talking about like the Danimals cruise? They're like, we're all grown now. Who won it? Who won the Danimals? Like Zach and Cody, Sweet Life on Deck
I
cruise.
Did
They played the commercials for it all the time when we were young.
Yeah, I remember.
Like every day.
Yeah.
And like, I want to know who won it.
If any of the 50 viewers who watch On the Door,
The 4
won
people that will
Danimals,
watch at this point, which is probably just
that's
Chris's
not
mom.
true. Hey, our retention rates have been going crazy. I think like
That's odd considering the facts and words that I say are absurd.
well, if you think about it, the last few episodes, you haven't been talking. So, I think the last few episodes we've had the highest retention rates that are like have been like over 10, 15 minutes. And
There's no market for me, Chris.
No,
I don't sell.
Actually, Willem tanks our market value.
I'm gonna do a research study.
On
Line
us?
it up there. Yeah, exactly. It'd be like, to frame it in words that Andy Van Schack would be proud of, I would say, how does the amount of input Willem gives on an episode of podcast affect the duration that the average viewer views the podcast episode? And it's going to be like a correlation coefficient of like -0.9, you know. It's going to have a power of like 2 or something.
Yeah.
It's going to be
It's gonna be crazy.
it's going to be my research paper at the end of the year. I'm going to get published.
That'll be a good one. You would have like actually no sample.
Nah, dude. Do you know how many episodes we have?
Like 30, 35?
Exactly. That's a sufficient sample.
True.
My standard deviation is going to be nutty, though. If you can't tell, I'm a researcher.
Yeah, man's Mr. Research.
I was going to get published, but
Last name
then
Search?
my numbers
First name Ree.
are bad. Yeah. Mr. Search, can I call you Reem? Or Ree, rather?
That'd be a bad joke.
Whoa.
So I guess
Chris, did you watch the football game?
I watched some of it. It was not a very good football game.
What do you mean by that? Have you guys seen my cool tattoo?
Yeah, that's real, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's real. I got it the other day.
Definitely not temporary, but temporary tattoos are fun.
They're so fun.
Okay, so
many.
the thing about the game is there were a couple key points that I would like to discuss that changed the game. First of all, we missed a field goal.
Joseph Bulovas.
Joey B missed a field goal. That would have at least tied the game based on how the game, like, we got into like a pretty early deficit. And we like really weren't looking all that great, especially offensively. And also, AJ Swan got hurt at one point during the game. And so, like, Mike Wright came back in. Mike Wright's great. We love Mike Wright. At the same time, if your offense is around AJ at this point, you're going to have a drop-off in offensive production whenever you put Mike Wright in.
Yeah.
I am still advocating for packages that have both of them in the game because I think Mike Wright is an outstanding athlete. You know that he was tracked as the fastest quarterback in the entire NCAA this season? He was tracked by PFF, or maybe it was like SEC Network or something like that, as running 23.8 miles per hour in the Hawaii game.
Mike Wright?
Mike Wright.
Legs. He has legs.
Yeah, man's fast. Just to be clear, 23.8 miles per hour in a 40-yard dash is like almost 4.2 time. It's like late 4.2s, I think.
To put that into perspective, 20 miles an hour is the speed limit in most suburban neighborhoods.
Is it not 25?
I don't know. I don't remember the driver's test.
I think it's 25.
I took my driver's test in the state of Kentucky, and they don't have laws regarding the road. We do 80 or 90 on like the back roads, and I'm like, free bird. You know what I mean?
The Freebird episode.
The episode.
Episode. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so...
Wow, we should not have a podcast.
I think we should.
Who let us do this?
Me.
Grit and determination to do something
Argon,
absolutely
really.
insane.
Yeah,
he's really the limiting factor.
Oh, you stepped on my mic. Hope that didn't unplug. Other things that happened in the game is Anthony Orji was absolutely killing it.
He's that guy, I'll be honest.
He was one of the 2 highest rated linebackers this week per PFF.
Oh, well.
Like it
What's
might be
PFF
in the
stand
SEC, Pro Football Focus, but
I'm not gonna guess that.
PFF, like, while the name might suggest it only does the NFL, hence Pro Football Focus, they also have like PFF College.
Oh. What about PFF Pop Warner?
Probably not. They're like,
PFF
Little Billy misses
intramural.
assignment. No, but
this is elementary.
he was great at like a 94.9 on PFF, and like against the run it was even higher. Like, man was going crazy, and so good for him. He, as well as, I can't remember the guy's name. They had a really cool defensive play where they forced a fumble and got a scoop and score, and that got our first touchdown, which was a really, really, really good thing, except because our offense had been doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, sparked our team a little bit. And we were, like, making the comeback, but it was just really poor offensive play, mixed with a lot of ref ball, where, like, the thing about when you're Vandy and Missouri, even, like, I'm not even going to say Missouri.
Missouri doesn't get calls.
Yeah, Missouri.
But compared
Vandy,
to us,
we don't get calls. Like, people can, like, throw Will Shepherd on the ground as he's running a route, and they're like, incidental contact. But if you go as far as to touch an Alabama wide receiver, and historically speaking, right now their wide receivers kind of suck, but historically speaking, it's like immediate PI. And I feel like our guys have to fight extra hard to be, like, respected half as much when it comes to rules like that. And so there were just things on that nature. There were some sloppy plays. I'm sure that anybody on the football team would tell you that they didn't play up to their expectation that they could, because they were a better team. Like, Vanderbilt is a better team than Missouri right now, in my opinion. And I think that they're on a better trajectory than Missouri, in my opinion. And it just it was a sloppy game that I think we should have won and we didn't, which is disappointing. But I don't think it's like an indictment on like Clark Lee or anything. I do think that we should at least win an SEC game this year to feel hopeful. But I mean, South Carolina made it in the top 25.
Really?
Yeah, and they don't deserve
Boy,
it.
yeah, they need to be humbled
They
by me.
beat Kentucky without Will Levis.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like they jumped up in the standings for no reason.
No.
And they are like the most overrated, in my opinion, top 25 team in a long time.
Will Levis sounds like he should go to BYU.
Will Levis does sound like he should go to BYU. He looks like he should go to BYU.
Really? Is he really pale?
He's really white.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Brigham
people.
Young.
Oh, I could go. This could be the Will Levis hate episode. I have so much against Will Levis, not personally, but like he's hyped up to be like. He's hyped up to be like the number like 2-3 overall pick.
Will Levis?
That
Levis. Bum?
That bum.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
people at the very minimum are calling him a first round pick.
Wow.
And Will Levis is a bum.
He's mid.
He's everything.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, here's why he's a first round pick. Because people saw that Josh Allen was taken out of Wyoming in the mid-first round, and they're like, he has all the tools, and let's just develop him. And everyone was like, that's a stupid idea. And then they did, and now Josh Allen's crazy because he's Josh Allen. Here's the difference. Josh Allen went to Wyoming in college.
Yeah.
Josh Allen did not have the level of coaching nor facilities to grow. And
yeah,
now that he
not even
did,
like to say that as a compliment to Kentucky, but like, because Kentucky's pretty solid. Like, Josh Allen, if he went to like an SEC school, like he went to Alabama, he went to Oklahoma, he went to Texas, he went to anywhere, honestly, he would have done really well. Will Levis goes to an SEC school.
He goes to a place that has, I mean, Kentucky is in literally they have never been better than they are right now.
True. Prime of their program.
Yeah, and like you can say that they haven't reached their ceiling yet. That's up for debate, whatever. But in terms of support, they're an SEC school. They have the facilities. They have the coaches. Like Mark Stoops granted he's a defensive coach, but like I don't think that the difference in coaching for Will Levis in the NFL is even remotely close to the coaching between Josh Allen in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so everyone's like, Will Levis, I mean, yeah, he throws interceptions every, like, what?
16 throws.
Yeah, 16 throws. But, he has all the tools. And, like, I get that argument. Don't get me wrong. I do. But when you're picking in the first, like, 2-3 overall picks, I want a polished product.
Yeah.
I'm okay with you taking Will Levis at, like, the back of the first round. Mm-hmm. Like, you took Lamar Jackson the back of the first round.
But when you're spending a quality pick,
like,
that's production immediately.
When I think of
that's expected.
First overall picks, I think Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
I think, this year was Aiden Hutchinson, but it was a weak draft.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking like the first few picks, I'm thinking like Julio was taken like 6 overall, Jamar Chase was taken 5. Like people who come in and immediately make your team that much
Yeah,
better.
I'm looking for franchise cornerstones.
Yeah.
And granted, you're not going to find that every time. You get a guy like Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley was great for a while.
He was for a minute.
When was he taken? He was taken really high.
He was the number 1 pick.
He was?
I want to say.
No way.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Goff.
Jared Goff was. And Jared Goff was okay. It was a weak quarterback draft
I don't
as
like
well.
Jared Goff, man.
But he was fine when he was
Kirk
initially
Cousins,
on the
but younger.
Rams. That's fair. I don't think Kirk Cousins... Like, you can win with Kirk Cousins, though, and the Vikings are doing so.
Yeah.
But when was Todd Gurley?
Actually, I'm officially guessing he was the 3rd overall pick.
He... 10th.
Oh.
But, like, that's the highest a running back has gone in forever.
Yeah, it's the first running back off the board.
The only running back that's been taken the first round the past, like, 3 drafts was Najee this past year. I think that's true.
Najee Harris, he plays for the Steelers?
Yeah. And, like, Najee is great. He's not doing as well this year because of the fact that the Steelers' O-line is atrocious.
Well, the Steelers just aren't a good program anymore.
Yeah, and they don't have a quarterback to scare defenses down the field. But where did this start?
Will Levis is a first-round pick,
I hate
apparently.
Will Levis.
Jeez, dude. When I think of first-round pick, when I think of stuff like that, I want a guy that's going to go to my team and really help me now. That's not a guy. That's not a guy like even Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a late first-round pick.
He was taken in like the mid first round, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, a guy like Will Levis, I think, taps out at a late first-round pick. I don't think he has the ability, and I don't think he has the ceiling. I would not bet on Will Levis. And you're placing a bet, a big bet, by taking somebody that high in the first round.
I think Will Levis has a high ceiling.
Upside, yeah.
Because he does have a crazy arm. He can throw very, very far. And he is athletic and big and strong. And that all paints a really great picture in that NFL, when it comes to quarterbacks, NFL GMs have gone from, I want the most polished product possible, to, yeah, I bet we can coach him up in a couple years.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, that's the reason people were projecting Malik Willis to go in the first couple picks last year. Like, he was projected to go number 2 overall at times.
Wow.
And
you got him in the
3rd round.
Yeah.
Because Malik Willis is strong, very fast, has a huge arm.
Has a huge arm. He has one, like, his other arm's like mine. It's regular. The other one's just huge.
Oh, yeah, but, like, and so coaches are like, oh, I can teach them that in a couple years. And the Titans were a really good organization for him to go to because of the fact that they had a starter that he didn't need to play right away. Because that's how you ruin quarterback prospects.
Yeah.
But they've gone from that polish to needing that development. And so I understand why Will Levis is valued highly. The issue is, in my opinion, that he has the resources to be a much better quarterback. And I don't think he is.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that guy. And I think that he has all of the potential to be that guy. I mean, he's in a system where you run the ball most of the time. Like, the Kentucky offense is very run heavy.
Yeah.
It's very, I don't want to say play action. I don't know, actually. I don't watch enough of the Kentucky offense. But I know that it's like super run heavy from what I've seen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's a quarterback-friendly system.
Yeah.
And in quarterback-friendly systems, you should not be throwing as many interceptions as you are. And you should be, like, getting more touchdowns than you are on a higher completion percentage. And there are just throws that consistently Will Levis misses.
Yeah.
And I don't think of that as a top 10 pick material. That's my Will Levis rant.
Yeah. Just write it up into a paper, submit it to your class.
People are saying he's better than C.J. Stroud from Ohio State. I don't know how I feel about C.J. Stroud because he's played, like, the University of Montana.
Oh, boy.
Which is like, oh, man, thank God you did so well. Like, who have they really, really played? Nobody. And he also is playing with 4 first-round pick wide receivers. So, like, in the same way that everybody held it against Mac Jones, that he wasn't this godsend of a quarterback, they're not doing that with C.J. Stroud because it's the Ohio State. And Mac Jones, I don't know why Mac Jones got... Alabama quarterbacks have never been historically all that great, except if you look at, only recently they had first-round picks and and Jalen Hurts was even a second-round pick. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know why C.J. Stroud gets all this love. I think he's good. I do. And I think that he is the second-best quarterback in this draft. But I don't think it's close between him and Bryce Young. What Bryce Young does on a weekly basis, truly astounding. And people are like, he's going to get hurt. I don't think he will. Because, I mean, he plays against, future NFL talent every single week. Mm-hmm. And the way that he eludes rushes and stops himself from getting hit, while that won't directly one-to-one translate to the NFL, it will translate like 70% even. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, you don't get hit as much.
Yeah.
And what he can do in terms of extending plays and making accurate passes downfield, whoever gets that number 1 overall pick and should take him, and they will be extremely lucky to have him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is straight from Vanderbilt sports. But, there's been a few football games since we've talked, but all of them have been very... it's like us versus Georgia and Alabama. I'm not going to ever blame Clark Lee for losing those games.
I'm not going to blame most teams.
Yeah, I'm not going to blame any team not in the top 25 for getting beat by Alabama by 40 points.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Like, that happens, especially in a rebuilding second year, Vanderbilt team.
You can't expect that.
I do think that they should have beat Missouri, and I think that is something that we should start to be coming to expect rather than be surprised by.
Yeah.
Just for, like, the state of the program. I do think that I would really like to see 1 or 2 SEC wins moving forward. I want to see us beat South Carolina. I want to see us be competitive against Florida. I want to see us be competitive against Kentucky. I don't think we're going to beat Tennessee, but I think Tennessee could be a college football playoff team this year. And also, I'm going to harken back to the first episode of this season. I said Tennessee would go 10-2, and everyone looked at me like I was crazy. And they were like, "You're just a homer, Chris. They're not that good." And I was like, "Listen, who are they gonna lose to other than Alabama and Georgia, who are amazing teams?" I'm like, the other 2 games that are even remotely scary are Kentucky and LSU. LSU even like 40-13. Kentucky, Tennessee plays this Saturday. We'll see how that goes, but I think the Vols are favored by like 13. And so I think that, at this point, 11-1 is extremely manageable. And apparently my view that was considered radical by most was conservative. So there.
Good stuff, Chris. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I just want to put that out there.
Guessing extraordinaire.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
We should start a segment of our podcast where we look at the Vanderbilt betting lines and we make a bet on it, not for real, but we say we do with say we each get $50 or something like that.
Track our money.
And track that over time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like betting on Vanderbilt is, if you know Vanderbilt sports, is one of the really good ways to make money.
Lucrative.
Because while Vanderbilt does not win a lot, they cover spreads a lot.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, "Oh, it's Vanderbilt. They're going to get beaten by 40 points." And then we get beaten by 30 points. And I'm like, bang,
we
bang.
Win.
And
money.
So if we were to do that, right, we play, who do we play? Do we play South Carolina this week?
Yeah.
We play South Carolina. It is home. Right now we are... Have the lines opened? The lines have to open. Hold on. What are you looking up right now?
Nothing.
Vandy versus South Carolina. I don't care about FanDuel Sportsbook.
While he's looking that up, Christopher recently started doing the New York Times mini crossword puzzle. And he's getting pretty good at it. He's not as good as me because I've been doing it for a couple months now. Neither of us are as good as Brooke because she's a legend. She gets it done in 15 seconds sometimes.
I don't know who Brooke is.
They don't know who Brooke is. Brooke is my girlfriend, and she's been doing the New York Times crossword puzzle forever, and she's very good at it. And I'm like, I bet I can do this. One of my points of hubris is thinking that I'm good at everything. You know what I mean? Sometimes I watch football and I think I could kick a field goal from so far out.
Oh, we have a bye
I
week
believe
this
that.
week.
Yeah, you're right. Another thing is I was like, I bet I could do really, really well in that crossword puzzle. And I didn't. I was really bad in the beginning. It took me 3-4 minutes each. And it's just a tiny little crossword puzzle. Yeah. I've gotten better. Now I nail them in 30-40 seconds a piece. Chris did it today, and you did 1 minute, 20 seconds?
I got 1 minute, 20 seconds, but I had to turn on auto checker midway through.
Yes, that throws it off a little bit.
Yeah, so I would say I had it under a minute.
Yeah, and we'll see tomorrow. His progression's going a lot quicker than mine did. It took me a couple weeks to get
I've watched you do
it
a couple times. So.
Yeah, sure.
I've had exposure. We don't have a betting line for Vandy.
Because we don't play anybody.
If you just want to do a random SEC game?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm going to scroll through.
Let's make bad financial decisions.
Okay, Arkansas versus Auburn. Auburn is projected to lose by 3.5.
Hold on. LSU?
No, Arkansas, Auburn. Arkansas is favored by 3.5 points. Do you think Auburn covers the spread, or do you think Arkansas wins by more than 3.5 points?
See, here's the thing. I don't know a thing about either one of those programs.
Okay, cool.
I know their mascots.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Arkansas is in the top 25, right?
Nope.
What?
They started in the top 25. They started as like a preseason top 10 team.
Arkansas?
Yeah.
They beat Gonzaga last year, so I can't bet for them. I got to bet against them. Cover the spread, brother.
So you think Auburn's going to cover the spread? They're going to
War Eagle, baby.
They're either going to win or lose by less than 3.5.
Yep.
I am also. I'm going to agree with you. I don't really know how betting works. Like if I bet on Arkansas minus 3.5, I don't think that's like how you win. Like a good amount of money. Like I think you have to hit like in the pluses. So like actually, I don't know. I have to look up like betting rules. But
we gotta start gambling.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna start sports gambling. I'm gonna lose all my money.
Chris
Gonna drop out of school.
Now.
No, but I think that Arkansas is not doing well, and I watched the Auburn Ole Miss game, and that game was pretty solid for a while, and I enjoyed. Like their running backs were really solid, and I feel like since it's at Auburn, they'll make it a closer game than 3.5 points.
Yeah, good stuff.
Do we have anything else? We haven't talked about much this episode, but we wanted to produce things for you guys. Also, the YouTube algorithm will kill us if we don't post a video. That's not like why we do it. We do it because we don't really care about views and all that. I enjoy saying subscribe. I do want youtube.com/SETD subscribe to the channel. But, while it's fun to make fun of like the fact that we're doing better view-wise than the other people, we just do this for fun. We do it because we enjoy it. And even if it's just us talking about random stuff, we hope that we provide a sense of enjoyment for others. Maybe if you're doing homework or something, you just have us on in the background and it just feels like, a couple of buddies are talking to you.
Yeah, a couple of buddies. We like to think you're our buddy.
Yeah, make her your buddy.
Make her your buddy.
We'll tag Jack Harlow.
Please, yeah.
But
yeah, so as usual, like, subscribe, comment what your favorite pasta is.
Actually, do that. Comment your favorite pasta.
Yeah, DM me on the Instagram. Tell me a nice joke. If you tell me a really funny joke, I'll probably just give you one of the shirts.
If you tell me a really funny joke, we'll actually say it on the next episode.
Yeah, send in your joke submissions. We'll read them.
We'll see. We're figuring out some schedules with athletes to have on in the next couple weeks. Hopefully we can have some of that content for you guys.
Yeah, true. But I think this brings us to a conclusion of our silly, goofy episode today.
A silly, goofy episode?
A silly, goofy episode.
That's what the title is.
Silly Goose. We're just some geese, man.
The Silly Goose podcast called You're In.
Silly Goose University just called. You got in.
But
what would you major in if you went to Silly Goose University?
Goosey.
I major in tomfoolery.
Tomfoolery?
Yeah. I think I could get my...
You get your doctorate in tomfoolery?
Yeah. I'd be Dr. Willem Azzinnaro.
Doctor DTM?
DT.
That's not...
That doesn't work.
Nope, doesn't work. Never mind.
So...
all the way from the Curve Center Studios in Vanderbilt University.
We're live. We're not live.
We're not live. But this has been Show 'em the Door. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.